All right, we've got the 07 Yukon sitting pretty here in the driveway. We're getting ready to tear into it. Nina's going to help me out. If she had thumbs, I'd put a wrench in her hand for sure. But, so we've got this side torn apart. Tore this apart last night. Found it needs lower ball bearings, or lower ball joints. So I'm just going to replace the whole control arm because I don't feel like messing with ball joints. I'm going to put a little leveling kit up front, lift kit in the back. I'm going to do brakes while I'm in here. I've got new axles coming for it. Probably going to replace the steering rack eventually, but not on this go around. Let's see what else. What else did I buy? It was a good chunk of change spent on parts for this thing. So we're getting ready to tear into this a little further today. I'm going to pull the front wheel off, tear into this side, get it apart, and we're going to have some fun with it. I'll tell you, the axle nut was probably the tightest axle nut I've ever had to deal with. I had to put heat on it to get it off. And then the brake bolts were way too tight. I mean, whoever put this back together, or shit, I don't know, it could be from factory still, but man, it was tight. So I made a hell of a mess last night, and we're just gonna go ahead and continue the mess to get this thing in tip-top shape. Oh, I found underneath there's I don't know if you can see any of that, but the front differential bushings, the mount bushings, are either like somebody didn't mount them in all the way, like didn't fully secure the bolts, or they're completely wore out. So I've got some new ones coming. If I can't get them snugged up and sitting right, then I'll just replace them. But this thing is so full of grease from something that was leaking. I'm guessing before the engine was replaced. This does have a new engine in it, so this thing is full of grease. So I think the first thing I'm going to do this morning while I'm sipping on my coffee is hit this thing with some degreaser and pressure washer. So we're going to do that. All right, now the fun starts. This is the one I had to heat up a lot on the other side to get it out. So we'll see what this one does. Maybe it'll be easier. Nope. Shocker. Okay. Things getting kind of low. Hopefully we don't run out here. Huh. Maybe it's done. That sucks. Thank you. There we go. I like to be efficient with my time. Set that up on a block and let it heat it up for me there. Give it a couple love taps. Gotta be careful not to mash the threads when you do that. It's easy to do, and then it's harder to get off, of course. Well, I could try a breakover bar, but I tried that on the last one and it didn't work either, so just have to keep heating it, I guess. Keep working at it. It took me about, I don't know, 30 minutes on the last one. Heat, hammer, and then this stuff, which is great, the old blaster. Penetrating catalyst. I don't know why these are so tight. If people just put this shit on that tight or what. That's crazy, man. I don't know if this is the original axles. I kind of doubt it, but pretty sure this front end's been rebuilt before. I actually saw weld marks on the front cross member here, so it looks like this thing was in an accident, and somebody did a good job repairing it. Welded in a whole new steel support in the front. I think this thing's been in 3 or 4 accidents actually, but I like it. It drives pretty good. I mean, obviously it had some issues with you know, the ball joints being wore and the front differential bushings not being secure. I don't know if they're wore or loose, but like when I would step on the gas I could feel a clunk, and I had a feeling it was something like that. But I'll drive it for a while, fix it up, and then when I sell it I'll make sure people know, you know, everything I know. That's kind of how I do it. I don't try to hide shit from people. I mean, people know what they're getting, and there's no surprises and shit like that. I also found, I don't know if it's the heater core's got a leak or what, but it started steaming, and it looks like it's coming from like the firewall by the heater core. So I'm gonna just bypass the heater core for now, and then take a look at it later when I get more time. I just want to get this project finished because like I said, I'm also putting a leveling kit on it, so it should look pretty sweet once I'm done. I'm just getting this all apart today, and then I should have a nice delivery of parts later on this afternoon or this evening, and then should be able to finish it up this weekend, hopefully. Real good. tight. It's crazy. Last me one more bolt, baby. That's all I need. Had this can of propane forever. Sweet. Nice and toasty. Yeah, not too bad. Came off fairly easily. Now our axle's loose in there, we can start pulling other stuff apart. Like the brakes and had a really tight one on the other side on this too. Somebody overdid it. That one wasn't bad. But the discs are worn, so there's a groove in there. Gotta separate the caliper a little bit to get it to move. And then I'm going to grab a piece of wire. Secure the brake caliper up here while we're working on stuff. Find the end. Where's the end? We'll just make the end. spare bolts in the tub. And off comes the disc. I should probably replace the discs too, but we're gonna let them ride. I already spent $600 on parts for this thing, so my butt's a little sore from that. Okay, so we're gonna do this the easy way. Last one I did, I freaking wrestled it to death trying to get the lower ball joint out. Yeah, this one's, jeez. I guess I missed a spot. Oh, I couldn't get to that with the God. That's wild. I don't know what the hell that's from. Just road grime or something. You could get a pair of gloves on maybe. But anyway, this lower ball joint's just as bad. Let's see if I can get some good imagery of it here. Can you see that? Yeah, that's a lot of movement for a ball joint right there. For sure, so that's why it feels like it's kind of squirrely all over the road. So, but like I said, I'm not going to replace just the ball joint. I'm going to pull off this entire control arm and make life easier for myself, because I do not feel like fighting with ball joints today. So I just ordered the whole damn control arm. It was $100 more expensive, but in my opinion, well worth it not to have to dick with not to have to mess with ball joints. So pull the shock mount bolts here. Set the shock free, and then set the same size on the. Damn it, I can't get to it. That stinks. I have to use an actual wrench. This way, maybe. Look at that. Bless it. Snug. Yeah, somebody double nutted the sway bar links for some reason. Anyway, that's what those are, sway bar links. Pull those out to get the lower control arm out. Need something with which to tap the bolt the rest of the way out. Yep, anyway, you get the idea. So sway bar link's coming out. The steering link is going to get pulled off. Let's see what else. Bottom, our ball joint bolt, and then once that's these bolts back here as well for the lower control arm. So it's a little more work than doing the ball joint. I just hate trying to beat the ball joint out and trying to press one in. I just don't like all that. So, but then once I get it pulled out, then the whole new control arm will fit up in here and mount up in place of this one with a brand new ball joint already installed. So that's the idea. All right, I gotta get some gloves on here. Try to protect the phalanges from this monstrosity we're dealing with here. So I've got one of the control arm bolts out. I'm going after the second one. Try my breakover ratchet here. Wasn't too bad. But it doesn't want to come out because the axle's in the way. Oh, there we go. Where'd all those parts go? Keep those just in case the new ones don't come with bolts. And next, it's going to be that's definitely too small. It's going to be the ball joint. Ball joint, no. Where'd my other sockets go? What am I missing? This one? Where did I put them? I don't know. This one's too big, I'm sure. Yep. I don't know where the rest of my sockets went. That's not it, is it? There it is. Thank you. The lower control arm slid right out there. That's good. Not too often I have to break out the big impact. heat the driver's side to do this. Hopefully I don't have to heat this one either. Slide the bolt back in to make this easier. Oops. That's good, just hold it for a minute. There she goes. Little brute force. Get you every time. Well, almost every time. Axle's got to come out before that'll pop. Hopefully this axle isn't too stubborn. That's not very good. Get in there and hit that with something. I had a little tappy tap. Here, this. This thing's gonna make me pull this axle all the way off, maybe. Oh. Nope. Okay, thank God. Much easier. There we go. One more control arm and one more out ball joint. Yeah. Sweet. If I wanted to, I could order some ball joints and go ahead and replace these and keep these as, you know, backups in case the new ones wear out. Have a new set. Not a bad idea. So, actually didn't pull this off. That made that job a little harder. But I think that's about all I can do from now here. But I do have like I said, the leveling kit is going to go under the shock mount, like about so, and it's gonna raise the suspension. It's supposed to be 2.5 inches. We got 2.5 front, 2.5 back. That's going to keep a slight rake on this thing to the rear. So if I hook a trailer to it, it should sit fairly level. So, because I don't care if it's like completely level when I'm driving, but I just wanted to get a little bit of height to it and improve the stance and the look, and then maybe I'll add some different wheels and maybe some aggressive tires later. I was thinking maybe this had like a bearing going out. I could hear a bit of a humming noise going down the road, but I don't think these bearings are bad at all. I'm just gonna check this wheel speed sensor here and see how it looks. It's just dirty. I'm getting some weird 4x4 codes on this. It could be the output sensor on the transfer case doing it. So I'll have to dig into that a little more when I get time, but for now, yeah, see, this is what this, if you don't know about wheel speed sensors, so this is just a magnetic conductor, and it goes in that hole, and then there's little teeth that go around and around and around, and this thing counts the number of rotations, and that's how it knows how fast you're going. The ABS relies on that, and speedometer and all that stuff. So, or actually, I'm not sure about the speedometer. That might be tied to the transmission, but I know that if these go bad, you can have ABS issues, and you can start throwing brake codes, and these were definitely dirty. I should probably clean that up a little better, actually. I think I'll do that. But next, we're gonna have to crawl underneath and tighten up those. I might do that a little later, actually. First, I might go pull off the control arm from the driver's side, and then I might tighten up the differential bolts, see what I can do there. But pretty soon I'm gonna hit a stopping point because I'm gonna be waiting on parts. I don't know what time they're gonna get here, but probably gonna be waiting on them most of the day. So I don't have a lot left to do until I'm gonna need parts. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's coming along. All right. So I got the driver's side control arm out. We're looking good over here. I'm really happy that I decided to order the whole control arm instead of the ball joint, because I was not looking forward to fighting that. Here's those welds. Obviously somebody welded a new support member in there, so looks straight to me by my eyeball. So definitely got it all apart. Get this baby looking good. Get it all back together. Get the new brakes on it. Brakes aren't terrible, but I'm gonna replace them anyway while I'm in here. So what I have left to do, I can tighten up the front differential mounts, and I've got the rear lift blocks for the back end I can do while I'm waiting on parts. But with this sitting on jack stands like that, I'm not thrilled about jacking up the back end at the moment, because I mean, it's probably solid, but you know, a guy never knows. Come crashing down, that would suck. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna check out the interior of this bad boy. Smells nice, clean. The dash is cracked and it's got a full cover on the dash, but other than that, I've got a whole new armrest coming for it, so that's gonna be replaced. That should be here today, actually. All nice, nice material in the seats. Got the third row in here. Got a little stainage in the back. I don't know if that's from a seal leak from the door or what's going on there, because the roof is good, so I don't think that's leaking. So really not bad for an 07. Wear and tear and all that, you know. Oh, she's going back down. Okay. It's got the automatic lift gate on it that acts a little funny sometimes. I guess it didn't want to be up. That door doesn't want to open at the moment. This lock sticks for some reason. So it's got little stuff that needs to be addressed like that, sticky locks and this and that, but I got a key fob to program for it. So that's pretty sweet. I love the interiors on these things. Got the DVD player. They told me it works, but they told me this truck didn't need anything, so that's what happens. That's why I buy low when I buy, because people tend to not be honest. But I bought this thing for 1,800 bucks, and when I'm done with it, I should be able to get around 5 grand for it. But I put a lot of work into it. I mean, we're talking close to $1,000 in parts, quite a bit of labor, you know, making sure that it's road ready and all that. I mean, not to mention just being a good old honest feller, you know, that's worth something. So, but this will conclude part 1 of this little project, and I'll see you next time on part 2. Thanks for watching.